Hi everybody, Coach Allison, and we have your week 33 Defy Aging workout to review right now. This week, everything is in your own space, which is kind of nice, so we won't be rotating around, kind of changing it up a little bit. There are 4 supersets, and a superset refers to 2 exercises done back to back to back to back. And typically they're related in some way, so I'll explain that a little bit as we go. Okay, superset 1 is all lower body. So that's how those ones are related. So it's going to be 3 sets of 40 seconds on, 40 seconds off. Superset 2 is going to be your back and your biceps. Those are the 2 muscle groups we're targeting. And that's going to be 3 sets of 40 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Superset 3 is your chest and your triceps. And that's going to be 3 sets of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And superset 4 is going to be a little different. It's kind of just the leftovers that we didn't hit yet. It's going to be shoulders and core. And that is 4 sets, a little different for that last round. 4 sets of 25 on, 25 off. Your shoulders and your core tend to tire out a little, sometimes for most people, a little faster than bigger muscle groups like legs or back. So we're doing shorter work time, but we're adding a set to this one. All right, let's review our exercises. Okay, our first exercise is a walking lunge. We haven't had these for a while. Let me give myself a little bit of space here. So we take a big step forward, and we're going to bend both knees, bring in that back knee as low to the floor as you're able, and then you step together, and then you continue forward. Alternate legs, just like walking normal steps forward. I'll show you from the side. So big step forward, bend both knees. Again, that back knee is getting as low as comfortable to the ground. Other leg forward, down, up, together. A couple things to keep in mind with lunges. They're very knee intensive, first of all. So if you already have a knee issue, or if you're feeling anything weird in your knees, we're going to switch you to a squat. Okay, so keep that in mind. That is the alternative. But for lunges, want to avoid letting the upper body fall forward. I exaggerated that a little bit, but I wanted you to really see. So we don't want them to look like this. Okay, instead we want to keep that chest and back up. So watch as I bend my knees, my upper body is still straight up and down. We also want to make sure we're bending the back leg. So we also want to make sure this isn't happening. See how I'm keeping the back leg straight? You do want the back knee to bend. I'll show it one more time with the knee bending. Okay, so a couple things to keep in mind. You just keep walking forward. And that is our forward lunge. Again, any knee issues. The first thing you can try if the knees are bothering you is a reverse lunge. Now, instead of walking forward, you're going to step back, alternating legs. It's still a lunge, but it is a little more knee friendly. So try that for your first alternative if your knees are bothering you. And again, if the reverse lunge also doesn't feel good, we'll switch you to a squat. Second exercise for the leg superset is a sumo squat. You can try this with or without weight. So a sumo squat is stepping wide, toes are angled slightly outward, not all the way to the side like this. It's kind of at an angle. Sink those hips down, sink the butt down and back. Notice how at the bottom of my squat, my knees are tracking right on top of my ankles. See that? Straight up and down here. We don't want the knees to be in like this. From the side, again, wide stance. Stick that butt back. And if you would like to add an extra challenge, we're going to hold some weight, just dead weight at the bottom. You don't have to bend the elbows or shrug the shoulders. Just allow that weight to hang straight down. And that'll add some challenge to your sumo squats. Superset 2, back and biceps. This is our back exercise, the 2-point row. We do this one quite often. Yeah, you can use a dumbbell or a kettlebell. I'm choosing to use a kettlebell, obviously. Step the leg back of the side that you're working. So I'm working my right side, right leg goes back. I'm going to support myself on my front leg here with my other hand. Pull that weight up and back, getting a little bit of I'm getting a little twist here, not too big. Just want to make sure that weight is going more towards your hip and your ribs, less towards like your armpit. Like we don't want to shrug it up here. Okay, let the arm come down, full extension at the bottom. So don't stop it right here. And do a little thing. We want full extension between each pull. So for that, we'll switch sides halfway through. The second exercise for the back and biceps set is a variety of bicep curls. I'm going to have your coach determine what variety they would like you to do. There's 3 rounds, so they might have you do 3 different kinds of curls. They might have you do the same. Just some examples: the standard palm in at the bottom, rotating palms up at the top. There's hammer curls, which keeps the palms in the whole time. There's alternating. They might have you do alternating. I like to call these wide curls. They kind of come out wide like a W. Let's see. This is a cross-body curl. Kind of come up crossing the chest. All sorts of varieties. So those are just some of my favorites. Your coach will have you determine what kind of curls you're going to do. Chest press is our first exercise for superset 3, the chest and triceps set. So grab your weight before you lay down like I just did. You can rest your head down and palms are facing forward. And we press both arms up, control them down. We do this one quite often. We had the single arm last week. We just want to make sure the weights aren't slamming into each other at the top. So they get kind of close, but don't let them hit. Nice controlled pace up and down. So put the weights down, let the bells drop down like this. It's going to be the safest on your shoulders. Now, if you're unable to get to the floor, we're going to have you doing an incline or a wall push-up. So you'll be up on an incline or against a wall doing some push-ups. Your coach will demonstrate that for you. Okay, the next exercise is called the skull crusher. Don't let the name scare you. Again, grab your weights before you lay down. You're going to want lighter weights than you use for your chest press. Keep that in mind. Okay, so you have a weight in each hand. You're going to press those weights up. Palms are facing towards one another, so they're facing in. And we bend down and back. The weights should come relatively close to the sides of your head, kind of close to your ears. But one thing I want you to notice is that my upper arm right here is staying very still. See how this part of my arm isn't moving? So that's what you want to keep in mind. Think of your arm as a lever, and it's just bending back, coming up. So what we don't want is the upper arm moving all around like that. You can also choose to do that differently. You can grab one weight and hold it on its ends. Just have a very good grip on it because it is right over your face. And then we bend down, press up. So if you do this version, the handle will come very close to your forehead. So there's 2 ways to do that. Now, if you're unable to get to the floor, we're going to do what's called a tricep pushdown. Let me show you what that looks like. For a tricep pushdown, you're going to have a band hooked up to the rack. Step back till there's a little bit of tension. Palms are facing down. And again, just like with the skull crusher, my upper arm is not going to move. You'll notice just the lower portion of my arm. Again, I like to think of my arm like a slot machine lever, and you're pressing down just like that, like you're pulling the arm of a slot machine, right? It'll look like this. Plant your feet, engage your core, press down, straighten the arms. Exhale on the way down. Notice how I'm not letting this much movement happen. Again, tight, crisp movement. That's your alternative if you can't get to the floor for the skull crusher. Okay, our final superset, we have shoulders and core. So our shoulder exercise, the seesaw shoulder overhead press. Palms are turned in as opposed to forward. Start one arm up, and they switch position at the same time, like a seesaw. When one side goes up, the other goes down. So that is our seesaw shoulder press, just like that. Okay. And our last exercise here, with our shoulders and core. The core exercise in this superset is going to be plank, hip, twist. So if you're doing a toe plank, hips are level, so we're not having our hips way up here. What we're doing for the twist is little twists, kind of dipping the hips side to side. It's a very small movement, really. The feet tend to kind of start to crawl back. So every other twist or every couple of twists, you have to sort of crawl your feet back in. It's a little bit annoying, but it is kind of just one of those things. You can do this on knees as well. So again, this is a knee plank. Now remember, if you're in a knee plank, your hips aren't way up here. You need them sunken down. So you're engaging those core muscles, and you'll still get that twist. And of course, you can take that, wasn't prepared, to an incline. Any height that you need that we have at our clubs. So your coach can get you the right height. Elbows on that incline. And you'll do hip twists like that. What's happening with this exercise? And we bring you up as you're twisting. So you're getting the abs in the plank. As you're twisting, every time you twist, you're engaging the obliques. So it's a way to get your abs and also some oblique muscles. So that is our plank hip twist. Okay, everybody, that is our week 33 Defy Aging supersets. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back next week.